Virgil Poe.
Not present.
Oscar Virgil Poe.
Not present.
Tech Corps Sergeant Oscar Virgil Poe, U.S. Army.
Not present.
James Nichols.
Not present.
James Raymond Nichols.
Not present.
Sergeant James R. Nichols, U.S. Marine Corps.
Not present.
Sergeant, 2 minutes after.
Thank you. Stand in formation to honor our brothers who served our nation. One by one, their names are read as our tears begin to shed. Their names are called. There is no sound, just solemn faces all around. 3 times, and all their names were read, but they cannot answer, for they are gone. They will never shoot another round. Their rifles stick in the ground. I see the boots they used to wear, empty now because they are not here. I'll forever remember the day they died. I'll remember today when we all cried. So on this day, we say goodbye, but in our hearts, they will never die. Officer, today, we obtained drape in preparation for draping charter. Members rise and face charter at attention. Officer of the day, will you now drape our charter in memory of our beloved comrades Oscar Poe and James Nichols, who have passed on. By so doing, we as members of Floyd E. Breedlove Post 9182 and its auxiliary offer solemn tribute to our departed comrades. Officer of the day. Comrades, present arms. Order, arms. Comrade Chaplain, will you offer a prayer? Uncover, parade, rest.
Seats.
I'm sorry, be seated.
Talk to you about Virgil. One of the things that has been a distinct pleasure with all of the veterans is at dinner time, especially the World War II veterans, then the Korean veterans, was to ask them about funny things that happened during their tour in battle. Because guys will be guys, and some crazy things will happen. So Virgil, the stories never stopped. I had to spend a lot of time with him because he could tell some really good stories. Rather than keep us here all night, there's just one that I'd like to share, and that is when they had gone through with part of Patton's army, and they were in a village. I can't remember the name of it. He has a story for every village. So I've forgotten which story goes with which village. But anyway, it was after Hitler had been gone, and Admiral Dönitz had taken charge, and he had surrendered. And so when the troops had learned about this, Virgil and a few of the other guys that were very pleased about that, they got together, they got the rifles, and they went out into the town square, and they goose-stepped in formation, and every once in a while they'd stop, and then they would go Sieg Heil, Admiral Donuts. Aisle, Admiral Donuts, and then go a few more steps. That's the shortest. There are some others that were much as funny as that. The only other story I want to tell is that Virgil and I became good buddies when I learned of the Alaskan Territorial Guard had their pension taken away by a president, and I was fussing and fuming about it at dinner, and he said, you know, I know somebody that I think can help us on this. I won't call out any names. I won't embarrass Ted tonight. But Ted was able to get a rider, an amendment on a military spending bill, which reinstated the pension. There were at the time, I believe it was 36 pensioners that had, some of them, the one that I knew about, had served for 32 years in the Alaskan Territorial Guard, which they were no small soldiers. They had chased the Japanese that had a carrier, they had 2 cruisers and 4 destroyers, and they had 3 submarines. They had a large detachment there that was planning on attacking the West Coast. And these folks, these fine Alaskan folks, needed some Texas people to rescue them, to help them get their pension back. And I want everybody to know that, again, I'm not going to embarrass you, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very good.
For everything says. Excuse me. I get to the trip. But thank you guys. They moved down here about 8 years ago and didn't know anybody, so this became their family. There's just 3 of us, or 5. So, hey.
Thank you.
He had a family first,
Jim Nichols. I'll tell you, I can say a lot. But when they first moved here, I was invited to a Christmas party at their house. Didn't know him very well. I got to his house and something was going on in the garage. I don't know if it was beverages or something was in there. I never saw a garage that neat in my life. I mean, when we time to eat, I thought we were supposed to eat on the floor. It was really neat. I mean, he had everything marked, everything on the wall. I'm not sure if he ever used that stuff. It was just too perfect. But other than that, I got to know him pretty well with Jen and Chris, his wife and grandbaby. She was a little bitty from her. But we used to go to hot dog on Tuesday. Jim didn't feel good a lot of times. He would show up in the car. Sometimes he'd get out, sometimes he wouldn't. When he got out, he'd be dragging his oxygen bottle, especially later on. And when he come in, the first thing I'd say, how you feeling? He said, don't worry about me, how do you feel? You got more wrong with me than I come out got. I said, mine is not nearly as serious as yours is. And we all love Jim. He's a good guy. He always had a smile for us, whether he was feeling good or he wasn't feeling good. I know there was a lot of days he wasn't feeling good. And he struggled through to the end. And I thought about him, and Jen almost every day. And we'll miss him a lot.
Remember one dining out that we had, and Jim came and he had a cane and he had a little cart for his oxygen and whatnot. And you could tell that he was in pain, but he said that he had the best time when he was with his buddies. He would not have missed it, he said. And he would tell a few stories or jokes, and he'd get sometimes a little winded doing it, but it was glorious to see him happy to be there. I missed Jim, not just because he's a Marine, but because he was a good one. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing him with us. I appreciate it.
Jim was a Marine. Jim was a big Marine.
Yeah.
In an organization this size, you don't need but one Marine. he is a wonderful guy. He caught me in Harbor Freight one day, and I was over there buying something. I'm always needing something. I'm a peddler. Gloria knows that. And he's, here, take this. I said, what is it? It's a coupon. It'll save you 10%. Give it to me. So he gave it to me, and he was a good listener. I think it was at one of the last parties we had, maybe it was the Christmas party, I don't remember which one. But I started telling him about the time that I was lost over the North Atlantic. I wasn't really lost, I was deadheading. The crew that was flying got lost, and they woke me up. and my navigator, who was the most important, not me. But anyway, they got us up front. And I was telling him about it, and I said, oh, Jim, go ahead. They're about to serve right now. He said, I've got nothing but time, buddy. And just tell me your story. he wanted to hear. He wanted to hear. And everybody loved Jim. And he's going to be missed. And I want to say a couple of things, too, about Virgil. Virgil was a true gentleman. Everybody loved Virgil. He was one happy guy. And because he was a happy guy, his wife, your mom, was a very happy lady. You could tell they were so in love. And he was always positive. And I like that. He was very proud of his service in the Army. You know, you can be the richest person in the world, but whenever you die on your tombstone, they don't put billionaire down there or mega millionaire or whatever. They put Corporal, United States Army. Because that's what they are most proud of. And but he's very proud of you, Ted. And I very much like my dad when I got my wings. Very, very proud. And he raised a great family. You could tell he loved his kids. And Jim did too. He raised a great family. You could tell. And he loved his wife, his beautiful wife, and loved his kids and grandkids. And it just carries on for generations. But we love them. We miss them. And now we want to create the charter for them. Remember them. Thank you.
This post surgeon, which is not an elected position, it's just an appointed position. I was responsible for staying in touch with folks that were flying a little low. You know, some of them got COVID, some of them didn't. But these two guys, Virgil Poe was, like you said, a very happy man. And I would call him every month. You know, couldn't visit during COVID. But sometimes I'd have to reintroduce myself, you know, toward the last year or so. And remind him that he's a member of the VFW and he's my pal. But then he'd get to talking about his service. with Pat Army. We were so proud of him. He was a true hero in the last good war, the one we won. And Jim was not a typical Marine. He was not loud and brash. He was just calm and, his service showed his life. He served his country, he served his post, and he was good to the very end. The best thing I can say about the two of them, and I was calling him every month to see how he was doing. He never complained about anything, but I have blessed assurance that I'm going to have a reunion with both those guys because they're up in heaven right now. Amen. And they deserve it. Thank you.
About these gentlemen, and one thing, never pick on a Marine and think that Marine is cornered. I've seen Marines come out of the woodwork and they don't even know each other. All it is, they know they're a Marine. And same with the Army.
Heck yeah.
In all branches, Air Force, but a Marine. My uncle was a combat vet in Korea, and I've heard those stories. So it's a pleasure to have y'all come, and our honor to honor these men. What we like to do here at the post for our members that have gone before, we would love to present, it's our honor to present this flag case on behalf of your husband for his service for a grateful nation, to protect his flag, protect the flag that you received. Ted and Jane, it's an honor to give this to you for safekeeping of the flag, and we will never forget their great service to our country. Never forget y'all. If y'all ever need anything, we're a phone call, email away, and I'm glad I didn't come before you when you were on. Thank you very much. It's our privilege and honor. Anybody else have anything else to say? If not, my senior vice and junior vice, this is the portion of Draping. We're going to take a 10-minute break.